Hello, Rhoda here. Welcome to my craft room. Today we're going to get into something exciting. Two things, actually. I have been invited to be a design team member for Wonders by Wink. And here is her name on Etsy, Wonders by Wink. And she has some beautiful kits, two of which we're going to be working with in this project. This is going to be my design team project for most of August. And it has to do with trains and with the Wild West. Who can do better than that? So anyhow, this is the kit that I've printed out. I had to stay within a date, a time, kind of a situation, because she has so many more pieces of the digital, but I had to bypass them because they were too up to date. I wanted the wild west. Anyhow, so most of these on the front are the Wild West. Then on the back are the vintage train. And I try to make them in a way that it's going to tell a story. So anyhow, here is Zang's bar. This is our guide. It's going to be split down the middle, so you're only going to see that part. So that's what I had to concentrate on most of my pages. Yeah, it was something trying to get them together. All right, so here's the back, which is the train. And then I'm going to have to set them to the side. Then we have this, which has the beautiful Baltimore and Ohio Railroad advertisement. I love anything with advertisements. And then here's the back. And that is a map. I believe both of those may have been out of the train one. I don't know. They kind of, they blended together so well. Now here's the Wild West, but then that's obvious with your gun smoke wrangler here and the $2. I can't believe some of these images she was able to find. They're wonderful. And here's the train one. And I go over to West Virginia and I see a lot of these trains. Now, this one was, I printed this one twice. That's what it was. So I've got this one and that one's to be glued over top of this. Yeah, I've got this already laid out exactly the way I wanted to go in a journal. Now, this was the Wild West one. And then it says, come one, come all. And then you've got things for the railroad with the clocks and everything. Here's another one with the clocks. And then that's just like a background. It has some nuts and bolts and some gears you can kind of barely see there. Now this one is the train one. That's the double that I had made and didn't realize it. And then this one was the Wild West one. And I had to switch them around till they went with my storyline. Okay, here's the Wild West, and it's another one of those maps. And something about the Kansas territories. And tickets. The Wild West. I love this old type of music that she's found. And there's a horseshoe behind here if you can't quite see it. And then here's a tunnel. This reminds me of Dingus, West Virginia, all over again. So this really had a lot to do with my own things I've researched in the family. Here was a nice collage with the Wild West side. And another great collage on the train side. There's the depot. Isn't that cool? I'm going to have to add some of my own photos and things in here too of things that I've encountered on my own travels. So here's the Wild West one. And then here is just the train one. There was a few I had to put in here in case somebody wanted to write. I had so many nice collages that was in both of these kits. And this is the Wild West, I believe. And then this is the train. Nope, I'm backward. I had to switch that around. This is the Wild West, and that is the train. But I had to do them that way for my story. And here we go. We've got Wild West, and we have train. Am I holding these in? I hope I'm holding these in frame. Okay, now this little group here, I've got together because I've got this that was a scrapbook paper I bought a long time ago. That's going to be a project. In here you can see the paper that I'm going to be putting it on. It's got a cow head at the top and a cowboy and a cow here. That's the Wild West one. And then over on the other side, I have this, and I think this is also the Wild West. It's got horses, and then there's this piece here that's got the horseshoes. So all of that's going to be a little project we're going to work on one day. Now we're to the ephemera. Okay, the Wild West ephemera is this. All right, I promise you, I'm not going to be tumbling much longer because Tommy's sending me a piece to go on here. What in the world? Okay, I think I got it fixed. Tommy, my buddy, Paper Crafting with Miss Tommy, is sending me an arm to use instead of this Swiffer sweeper and the curtain rod. So I'm going to have that problem taken care of. Okay, Wild West ephemera. We have all these neat little journal cards, which I can turn into pockets or collages, anything like that on the page. There's also this, which I thought, oh, yeah, old Wild West photos. Yeah. And some of the tabs to go on the end of your pages. And we have this, which I think it looks like the ceiling of some of those old buildings. And then these are some banners or whatever to put words in. And then some strips. And we're going to be using those strips and a couple of these others. Now this is also the Wild West, and it has all these nice figures in it. And look, look at him. He's got his satchel. He's ready to roll to hold up that bank. All right, and here's the ones for the train. There was 2 more pages of tickets, but I like these the best because these were the older type looking tickets. And you also had these, which I know I can use in my kit or in my journal. So, yes, go over and check out those 2 kits and see what you can see to do with them. I saw where people were in there buying them. They had them in their cart, so I wouldn't stand in line too long. I'd get over there and get them. All right, so we are going to use these 3 pages from, and I may be adding one of these in. I'll see. Oh, and I know I'm going to use that. Okay, so all of these basically are going to go in my project today. Oh, we have to do sneaky peek. Oh my goodness, I didn't even do the sneaky peek. Oh, well, let me grab it. I got so excited about telling you about me being in a design team, I just forgot all about it. Okay, so we're way back here. Yeah. Now, I did forget to show you one thing. Where I tied, this is the middle of the signature. I tied these together, and these are my dangles. And you know what those are? Those are earrings. So, look for earrings that might go on sale after Christmas and see if you can make dangles out of them. They're just 2 little glass balls filled with stars. Aren't those cute? All right, we got back to here, I know. And here. Here was next. Oh, this was my candy cane tuck. This one came to me. I don't know why. Not like the rest of the things that come to me. All right, so what this is, and I used some of the ephemera she had just to one of her words, and then some of these little ball dangles. But this is a candy cane, which is actually has little pockets going all the way up. And then you get up here to now that one actually works as a pocket too, but he's kind of close to this other one. But those are 2 little belly bands. Actually 3. There's 3 little belly bands there. And then I think this last one is actually a pocket. It's just hard to get anything in there. So, and then when I glued it down, I only glued the outside like that. Because you're able to get in here with a, what have I got? Oh, this was, we're eating Christmas Eve. That's why I saved it. Maybe I was going to put that on the back of this. But just get you a journal card and stick in there. And that's all she wrote. Isn't that kind of cute? I don't think you could use it for any other time besides Christmas, but it'll give you ideas. I don't know. I did do it at the end of one of my Christmas videos, probably for this journal here. So if you wanted to try to look for that, I kind of show you how I did it. So let us pick out. Oh, let me show you some of the ones that I've already done. I'll show you the ones that's almost all the way done. I still have to do things to them. Now, Tim has these items called collage strips. Let me get this out of the way so it doesn't distract you. Okay, there. So this is one of them. This is a couple ladies. I've got some of the stamping on here. I've got strips of different papers. This is from one of the books, Tim's books, like this big one. It has like pages of all this assorted people, but I think I actually got the better sized ones for what I wanted to do out of this book. And I don't see, I probably don't have any left because I used about that whole page. But yeah, and then in this one, you can also go to the very back and see you've got people like that. And these are too tiny. I thought I had another one in here. Oh, I got the chocolatiers there. I had those guys. I thought I had another. Oh, well, yeah. Those are two different sets. So, yeah. You can use those. Now, this is the French Industrial. So, they have a nice group of guys at the end that you're able to incorporate into your collage strips, because it's always nice to have figures. Now, I use paper dolls in mine as well, and any kind of strips. I try to use two different colors. Now, these are like all the sepia tone kind of colors, and I got two I'm going to show you at the end that are the other type of colors. Now, here's me another little guy. He's sitting down here. Now, these are the ones I call the chocolatiers. They were on like a strip with these two guys, so I just left them all together. Just left them all together. Now, I'll go ahead and show you these little two. I just did these this morning. These are more like a tuck. And you just kind of put them at the corner of your page and glue two sides, and you tuck something in there. I haven't quite finished all of these yet. These may be done because I've got words and stuff on them, but these I still need to get a few words on. I've got this one here, and I had this 5 and 0 kind of floating around from a project from, 2 or 3 episodes ago. So I thought, well, maybe this is the 50th anniversary of these guys getting together, or of their club, or whatever they're in. I've got this Forever USA. It looks like it's got cattle horns, longhorns on there. So I thought, that would probably go into my book here. And these are pretty tall. I mean, this one is about 8.5. But what I had intended for this one to be is a tuck. So I'm going to be gluing it 3 sides, whichever way, and tucking something in. I may do a little thumb pull, and then again, I may not. And it could also be a flip. I've been playing with that idea as well, because I covered these with this cardstock where you can write on it. So there's all kinds of ideas. Now, you got this little skinny guy. Now, I went ahead and put the reinforcers, hole reinforcers. Sorry, that had to be drug out up in here. So this could be a bookmark. So I'll put some scrap string on there and make it a bookmark. Now, I thought, well, this is the guy here. He's going courting. Here he is dancing with his lady. And this one can go in this book as well that I'm going to do. Then I used some of the portrait dolls of his. I figured this was a little girl, and this was her dad working up here on the railroad, or I'm not sure what they're working on there. I think that is tracks. So even this one could work in this book. I mean, I've made them to be, and this one, on the hat for the 50th guys, I darkened it in, and I forgot to darken this one in. So I don't want that white to be blaring. So all I'm going to do is this. This is a stamp from one of my stamp sets of Tim's. And I've got the big hat, got that, and I got those shirt points. I think you've seen me use that before. So anyhow, these are to give you some ideas of where I'm going with this. And we are going to make one or two. I'm just not sure. I'm addicted to them now. I just keep on making them. Now I've got this nice big fat one here, which could be a really large tag. And that's what I'm thinking of, a big tall tag. I've got this, which is cigar, I'm upside down, cigar bands. I've got that out of one of my books. I've got this from a collage that had cigar box and bands and different tops and things. And this is another piece, but I'm using that side probably. And then I'm going to use a ticket from a train back here. I had to show you these before I could cut these out because I wanted you to see where they all came from. Okay, so I got my ticket. He might get a little bit of ground espresso on him, so he's a little different color. Now here I've got, I may use one of these. I'm going to set it aside. I'm not, still debating on that. I don't really want to get anything that's too big here because I want to have a few strips in it. I want to get one of these people though. I really like the train one, but it's not quite long enough. I could always put something to the side. Then again, I really like this guy. I think I'm going to use that guy. I'm going to go ahead and get him. I don't know if I'm going to make him oval and just put him over top. I'm still debating that. Actually, I could do two, couldn't I? I could do two. I could do him. I could do the train. Yeah, that's what we'll do. And you're going to get all your pieces out here, ready to go. I don't think I need any of these pieces. I do want a strip. I like this public auction one, and I like the saloon one. Gosh, where do you cut them at? I think it's right there. Yeah, I think it's right there. And I don't need it to be too long. That's more than enough. Public sale of. I think that's as far as I'm going to get. Okay. Yeah, I think I told you the story about my great uncle Leif. He'd went out west and had a saloon and had a big old, I don't know if it was a cherry bar, or it was made out of some kind of really nice wood, and maybe it was mahogany. And he brought that back with him. I bet those horses or cattle or whatever was pulling that thing were tired, because I bet that was heavy. All right, we're going to trim that. So we got this piece ready to go. I'm going to cut these in half because I'm only going to use one in one spot and one in the other. Okay, those are cut. I really want the saloon part, so the rest of it could go. Now, I'm not crazy about all that light color, so we're going to get rid of it. Let me cut this out. Okay, I've got this sort of laid out. I couldn't get my train to get in there where I wanted these people and I wanted the front of the train, and it just wouldn't show. I really want this guy here because he's my main character. So we have, this is going to go there, this is going to go here, and we're going to start at the bottom. Pull that over there. And I really wanted this cigar box labels and the idea of the saloon, because I think my guy is going to go out to the west. He's tired of the city, and he heard about free land, and so he's going to head out. I think it's to Kansas, by way of New York, I believe it is, because that's on the map, so that's part of my story. And so then we're going to, he's got to get a horse. That's that's where the horse comes in. and he's going to think about becoming a cowboy. And I don't think he's going to do well as a cowboy. And then he's going to get a saloon, and he falls in love with a saloon girl. So that's the synopsis of my story. But I'll be talking about it more either as I'm building my journal or as we flip through it at the very end. I'm not sure how many of my videos are going to be in this as me building things. I'm still debating. I want you to see a few of the different things that I'm going to come up with. But I'll probably show you only the more interesting items that I think of. Alright. Then we're going to have that there. We don't need all of that. We'll save that for another one. And see, the back is even cool. I've used the back on the two I'm going to show you here at the end, because they're on a black and white and gray scale. I was doing a challenge for Miss Paints a Lot for this week, and that's where all this came in. I wanted to do a collage strip. I've been wanting to do one for a while, and her challenge made me think of it. So I said, oh, let me try that. Now with this, I darkened it in with ground espresso, and I only inked the top and the bottom, and I inked those two little, you know, divots or whatever that's there, because I want this to be a whole piece. And I'm probably going to go over to right there where it says admission. I don't think I need any further than that. That I can use on another one somewhere. Easy peasy. Now, if you have a bunch of scrap and that's what you want to use, by all means, these are great to use up scrap, because quite a bit of my items that I've used on the ones I showed you were just pieces of scrap. And what you want to do, though, to make it interesting is to have possibly some faces. Put some paper dolls on there if you don't have any of the faces I was showing you. And if you have to, you want to put words in there or stamp on it or things like that. You got to give it a little bit of something to look at. The whole idea, I think, of Tim's was because you can cut them apart and use pieces and parts of it here and there throughout your journals, on your pockets, your side tucks, tags. I think that was the whole idea of his, which is a great idea. Now, here I cut this down, the top and the bottom, and because it was as wide as that. But I only wanted to be able to, I wanted to see the edges of my rusty paper, in other words. Yeah. I don't know if I needed that far over there. Okay. Yeah, see, I want to be able to see that underneath, and I'm going to get as many of my words in there as I can. Yeah. It's a little crooked. What a surprise. It's a little crooked. Yes, well, I really thank everybody for coming to visit. I'm not sure that I said that, so I'm going to say it now. I'm going to put me a last little piece up here at the top, just to finish it off. And I'll bring in some more of this lighter. Now, you want to balance your colors. So, see, I've got that down here, and that's why I wanted to bring it up here as well. I've got that rust up here, and I've got that rust down here and in the middle. See, you want to kind of like make your eye go all the way around. Now, I'm going to trim this first before I get to my guy. And you just want to go along the outside edges. Get all that scrap off of here. Oops. might have to do another cut after I do this cut. Goodness. I don't know if I can use it for anything, but I'll throw it over there. And we're going to do our top. And our side. Oop. If you trim a little too much, that's okay. It's all in fun. And making something interesting and different. I've done collage strip, or what did I do before? I did washi strips. That's what they were, washi strips. Now, see that little bit of those ridges from that row, but that's what we're going to do. We're going to get in here now, and we're going to do this. We are going to round our edges, corners, sorry. Round our corners. There we go. Those are done. And we're going to get in here and finish with our ground espresso and make a nice dark edge. And these are so versatile. You've got so many choices of what you can do with them. Now this in particular is going to be a great big tag. So I'm going to probably do my hole enforcers on the top of it. And I still have my guy to put in here, which he's going to go about right there. I just want to get him far enough. I am going to trim him right there, but that's okay. You don't always have to have the whole thing. In some cases, oh, I'm sorry, I'm leaning all the way off the screen. In some cases, it's even more interesting if you make it look like it's going somewhere, you know, off the page, off the screen. That really gives more interest to the eye. Okay, I think he's right where I want him. And we're going to trim him off. Did I get him? I don't even think I got him all the way glued there. Whoops. I got a hold of something there. It wasn't glued down. All right. There we go. Did I get it? Nope. And then we have to do our bit of inking to finish him off. So he's all tied in. Okay. Now, do we need more words? You may look at it and think, you know, I've got enough words. And you know, I really think I do. I've got numbers on here. I've got words on here. I've got different tones, like this white of his shirt is in the white up here. I think we're good. Now, I've got different hole enforcers up here. I do have some black, and I have some gold. Do you think the black's better? Yeah, I think the black is better than that. And then I had this I think I like that multicolored, where it's like a black and white kind of a situation. Yeah, we're going to take those. Kind of reminds me of the Rusty Railroad. Now, you can go around that if you wanted to with your ink and tone down that core. I didn't see much of a core, so I wasn't going to worry about it. All right, we're going to center this. Oh, it's exactly 4 inches. Good. So now we're going to put this as close to the top as we can. Glue that down. Get our... he was way across the table. Okay, get our... what do you call it here? And use... my brain's not working right now. I'm sorry. There. Did I do... Oh, I did the big one. Oh, well. Oh, well. I was supposed to be using the small hole. One of those don't work too well for me. All right. Now what we're going to do... Well, the small hole is kind of hard to get the string through. But we know it's got to be about right there. And I'll go ahead and do the hole again. I got some up in there. Okay. Now, if you wanted to get that little bit of white out of the center, oh, I had my marker up here. Get you a regular old Sharpie marker and stick it in there and go in a circle. That's what I've done on some of my other ones that I've already put a hole reinforcer on, because I didn't want that white to show. Now I have some scraps, and I'm always saving scraps. I know I got some more black in here. There we go. And I got some brown. Do I have any more black? Well, is that black? You know, I think brown is just as good. Oh, goodness gracious. There we go. Let's do 3 of these. They're only going to be shorties anyway. After that, I think I saw another black, but too late. Too late. All right, we're going to put it in here. It's going to hide the fact that our hole is wonky. Oh. And while I'm doing this, I want to thank everybody for coming to visit, and all my subscribers, all my watchers, all my viewers. I'm always slowly growing. I love anybody to give me a like or a share or a comment. It really helps me out. I have these episodes where I'm doing the comparison thing, and you shouldn't do that. Everybody's different. Everybody has been in the game at different times with different things. I let it get to me, though. My buddy Kyung, who I'm on her design team now, that's Kyung. She tells me not to worry about that. I should just do it for the pleasure of doing it. And that's what I need to listen to. All right, cutting that off. That's done. Okay, capping our glue, showing our make, and then I'm going to show you the last 2 I made. Oh, and I got a few other things I could show you as well while we're on here. So here is what I just made today. This is going to be for my Train Wild West journal. I think it fits right in for what we're going to do. I got the little brown things at the top, which I think they look just as good as a black would have done. And we have our main character there. He rode on the railroad. He gets a saloon, which is where you have your cigars. He went out and bought him some land. So that one's done. And these are 2 that I made. This is the one I did for Miss Paint-A-Lot's challenge. It was where my boxer, this is, he grew up in poverty, and he went into boxing and became very, very skilled, and he became the only one in his district or whatever that could reach 9 rounds. And this is some keys that I had on the black paper up here. And I said, the key to success is determination. So, and the thing was, you could only use 3 colors. It had to have circles, words, and something else. Oh, strips, paper strips. And that's where the collage thing come around, the collage strip idea. Now, this is just a couple little guys. I had the boxers here too, but that was just to use up some of my things. I had some numbers, a stamp. Yeah, I just went with the black and white theme. Now, I did these as my last video. I'm thinking this will be my next video, yeah. So this was my last video. This is my favorite. This is where Andrea B. sent me some little figures that she got off of the public domain. I love it. I love her. So anyway, I made a master board of tickets. See, it's on like craft paper. And you can write on it whatever you want to. And I did it with glue strips. That's why they're kind of, you got to bend them a little bit. But yeah, it's just it's the ticket booth from Tim Holtz. And I just went and did all these. So that's the one you mainly saw. But the ones that I had in the group, you didn't get to see on the thumbnail. So I thought I would hold those up and let you see those a little better. So this was a smaller figure than the one she had over there. I had a stamp. So I've got Beautiful Dream. Like that was her dream to become a ballerina. This little guy, he likes to travel. So that's why he's got all of these. Got London there, and it's on the buses and all kinds of things by Philadelphia. And then we got this little girl, and her dream is from the heart. She wants to become a princess. I guess that's what my idea was. Now we have this lady who is also into travel. Maybe I need to hold her down a little further. Yeah, she's also into travel. And she's got all the same different tickets and stuff up behind her. And we have these two gentlemen. They get together and go to the park every day on the bus. And take their little doggy with them. And then this is a side tuck. And looks like I put some flowers behind her. It looks like she's getting married or something. And then this one could be, all of these could be anything. They're all around 8 inches. I just kind of went that way. And then you could have it as a side tuck. You have it as a tag for a pocket. This was actually extra one I made because it's got a different background. But I had to use up some tickets. So I have some sticker roses behind them. Cherish every moment. And I thought they were the dating couple. Now, this was something that Tommy sent me. It was like a packaging where this was the base. And then they went up both sides and covered like papers or something. So I made it like a library pocket. And I put the word travel up here. She sent me this beautiful architectural picture. And I just barely framed it with black. And then I put this little guy sitting here. I know it's kind of like off. He's a little bigger, but I figured it worked. So I've got a little pocket for a page, or it could go into a pocket because you could write on the back of that. So I wanted to show you all those little ideas. And I thank everybody for coming. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll be getting back to my design team project here before long. I'll probably try to get it together a little bit so we can work on more pieces inside. Well, thank you. Thank you. Everybody have a great day. Bye-bye.